wanye na Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na-eja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise.
No single Biafra. Every single Biafra have lost somebody because of the so-called one Nigeria. That is why we are leading the charge. And we will continue to lead the charge until every indigenous tribe in the construction called Nigeria is liberated. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter your location. The fight that Mazen Nandekano is fighting, the standard that Mazen Nandekano have led for us, the foundation is to make sure that every indigenous tribe is liberated by liberating Biafrans. As soon as Biafra is free, every other tribe will be free. We are asking for referendum, and we will continue to ask, and we will intensify that request in 2022. Prepare yourself. If you are not broadcasting and you have the talent to broadcast, prepare yourself to start broadcasting by 2022. If you can broadcast, you can speak up. Come out and begin to speak up in 2022. If you are a prayer warrior, intensify in your prayer. Add it fasting in 2022. If you are one that is protesting abroad, continue to protest in 2022. Intensify your protest in 2022. I thank Chukwu Okike for our brethren in Israel. You see our brothers in Israel, they have opened the gates of protest. Biafrans in Israel have opened the gate of protest. You saw them protesting in the parliament and they were being spoken to by Israel authority. They are a massive protest in Israel. These are one of our allies, people who can rely on. Massive protest going on in Israel. This is a way to channel our energy. That the people in Israel, the IPOB members in Israel, I think they are the people who have the best way to celebrate this period that we're in. I'm very proud of them. And I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect them wherever they are. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every single person in Israel, every single Biafran over there. And may Chukwu Okike continue to protect and guide Israel as a nation. How are you getting yourself prepared for 2022? We are walking into a more terrible time. A difficult time. We are going into a terrible time. If you think it's a joke, it is not a joke. If you are still waiting for prediction, or you are still waiting for your, some of you are still waiting for 31st, when your pastor will sit in the pulpit and begin to tell you what will happen in 2022. You better apply your common sense. If you have a common sense, you will know what will happen in 2022. You will know that 2022 is going to be most dangerous year you have ever seen. Most terrible year you have ever seen in Nigeria. You have the election coming. You have the election coming. They will unleash all manner of evil in the election. You have our Sila Mazen Nandekano who is being held in captive. They know that we will not participate in the election. They know that the election will not hold in southeastern part of Nigeria. And they are trying every means possible. They will try by all means possible to continue to demonize the members of IPOB, the ESN. That is exactly what they are doing as I'm speaking to you now. As I'm speaking to you now, they are cooking on what they are going to do. They, up till now, they don't have any evidence against Mazen Nandekano. Even as I'm speaking to you, there is no single evidence against Mazen Nandekano. That is why you see what they are doing in Biafra land. You see what Hope Uzodinma is doing. Hope Uzodinma is playing the role of the Janjaweed in Biafra land. Playing the role of Janjaweed, killing as many innocent people as he can in order to frame IPOB, in order to frame Mazen Nandekano, in order to frame ESN. Hope Uzodinma is busy shopping for evidence, helping the federal government to shop for evidence against Mazen Nandekano. But they will never find any. It is said that when Chukwu Okike will kill somebody, he will first of all make the person mad. When Chukwu Okike will destroy a man, he will make that man mad, make that man deaf and dumb. They won't listen. That is what Chukwu Okike have done to Hope Uzodinma. Hope Uzodinma, Chukwu Okike have chosen to destroy Hope, including Rochas Okorocha and Uche Nwosu. These three idiots, Hope Uzodinma, Rochas Okorocha and Uche Nwosu, these three idiots are the people that the Janjaweed are using. The Janjaweed are using them to buy out, to purchase and buy out an evidence against Mazen Nandekano. That is what they are doing. Are they going to succeed? Of course, they have failed again. They have failed. Chukwu Okike Abiama, being whom he is always in our own defense. Chukwu Okike Abiama is always building defense for the Biafrans, building defense for IPOB, building defense for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. As they are busy shopping for evidence, you saw what is happening. Will you be doubting again who is causing the killing in Imo State? Who is causing the killing in Biafra land? Every single killing that is happening in Biafra land is caused by the politicians, not by ESN, not by IPOB, and not by any other person. The people who are causing the killing that is happening in Biafra land are the politicians. They are the politicians. Anambra State governor said it. Obiano said it. When Obiano said it, people didn't understand that it is the politicians that are causing the mayhem in Anambra State. While their election was coming on, they were killing as many people as they can to make sure that the election continues. They were killing so many people simply because we said that we will not participate in the election. They begin to kill, to demonize IPOB. After that election, did you see another killing? It ended. Chukwu Okike Abiama entered into Obiano. Obiano came out and said that the people who are causing the killing in Anambra then was the politicians. Some people didn't believe it. Some were still busy blaming IPOB and looking towards IPOB. Today you have seen the same game playing out in Imo State. You have seen the same thing playing out in Imo State. Are you still going to be calling, asking who is causing the killing in Imo State? Are you still going to ask who is the cause of the death in Imo State? You can't be asking anymore. You can't be asking. You saw the kidnap that was staged. Kidnap that was staged against Uche Nwosu by Hope Uzodinma. Hope Uzodinma staged a kidnap against his fellow criminal in Imo State. And in the process, they were shooting guns. When people were able to recognize the plate number, recognize those who came for the operation, Hope Uzodinma used the police again to retract his actions and say that it is the police that came for arrest. Is that how to arrest somebody? Is that how to arrest a person? If you want to arrest Uche Nwosu, don't you know his house? Why don't you go to his house and pick him up? Why do you have to go in the church? Why do you have to bundle him in that way? And after much, just within some few minutes, because people have known that it is Hope Uzodinma that wanted to kidnap him and kill him, Hope Uzodinma released him. They've released him. They have released him. Are you not surprised? Are you not surprised? He has been released. The way he was being bundled, the way he was kidnapped, if you watch the video of the way Uche Nwosu was kidnapped, you will think that this man will be killed the next following day. You will think that he will never see his son again. Are you not surprised that that same Uche Nwosu is now walking free? What does that tell you? The action that we went into public, it was a kidnap to kill Uche Nwosu. But because people were there and people recognized the car and the plate number that they came with, they couldn't deny it anymore. He used police to cover his actions. This is what Hope Uzodinma have been doing in Imo State for a very long time. Killing people in Imo State indiscriminately. At every opportunity, killing people in Imo State. He go to houses to abduct people and name them members of ESN. He killed them. Everybody who doesn't support Hope Uzodinma in Imo State stands in danger of dying. Even traditional rulers. Hope Uzodinma have gone to the extent of killing traditional rulers who doesn't support him. It is a war between Rochas Okorocha and Hope Uzodinma in Imo State. And while they are fighting their inner war, they are using IPOB to cover themselves up. Using IPOB to cover up, at the end of the day, in fighting their war, they will now extract evidence from their war and now be blackmailing IPOB. That is what is playing out in Imo State. They are fighting their war, using whatever they get from their war to blackmail IPOB. You saw Hope Uzodinma in one of his brokers. He came out to say that he's going to name the people who are sponsoring insecurity in Imo State, sponsoring IPOB and ESN in Imo State. You and I know that IPOB and ESN are sponsored by you and I, the ordinary people. The Biafran people are the ones sponsoring IPOB and ESN. There's no single person that is sponsoring them. No single person. It is the Biafrans themselves that are sponsoring it. Biafrans has nothing to do with Rochas Okorocha. Biafrans have nothing to do with Uchomosu. Biafrans have nothing to do with Hope Uzodinma. We have nothing to do with them. But these people, in fighting their war, they will use IPOB to present for war. I want every one of you who have not seen that very testimony. There is a testimony that was given by one of the criminals that was caught. One of the people who are being sponsored by Hope Uzodinma, Uchomosu, and Richard Sokrocha. The video is online. It's online. Go to the internet, you see it. The video is on Facebook, where somebody was confessing of how they were perpetrating all manner of evil, all in the name of unknown gunmen, all manner of evil, all in the name of the politicians. But at the end of the day, you will see them coming back to blame ESN and IPOB. The confession is out now. The confession is out. After listening to the confession of that young man, will you still blame IPOB or ESN for what is happening, for the insecurity in the southern part of Nigeria? After listening to that very confession of that young man, will you still blame IPOB or ESN for the insecurity in the southern part of Nigeria? Of course no. You can't blame IPOB or ESN. But it is sad and painful that the people who are even now blaming IPOB and ESN are members of IPOB themselves. Members of IPOB themselves. It is members of IPOB themselves now that are blaming ESN and IPOB. And that is sad. Really, really sad. Because of your envy and jealousy. Because of your hatred. Instead of you supporting your own brother that is bringing up a suggestion that is going to work, you will not support. Instead, you will demonize that your brother and make sure that he's been destroyed. Some people today who claim to be part of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who are supposed to be fighting for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, are busy promoting their own self. They are busy promoting their own self. Some of them are even trying to play down the issue of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and bring themselves forward. Some of them are telling you that is it only Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that can get Biafra? That you can get Biafra other means. It is so sad. It's just like somebody who engaged me in a chat. Someone, I don't know, somebody who I didn't know from Andam. Maybe he got my number from my videos, because I placed my number on my videos. Somebody got my number from my videos and he was chatting with me. He was chatting with me that if I see another means to get Biafra, that if I see a means to get Biafra, if I see my own means to get Biafra, wouldn't I pursue that means instead of waiting for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Or will I stay and say I wait for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu comes out before we go for that means? That was the question somebody was asking me on a chat. And I told him clearly that there is no Biafra you can talk about without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If there is any means you will see to get Biafra, it has to be a foundation that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will led. You have to pursue that means, recognizing the presence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Any foundation you are laying without recognizing the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, any means you are following to get Biafra without recognizing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you have failed on arrival. I am not saying that it is compulsory that you will follow Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If you have a means to follow, but do not stand against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and don't speak against him. Don't even try to play him low. It will be much more easier for you if you build on the foundation that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have led. That is the easiest way for you to actualize Biafra. If you build on that foundation that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have led, it will be very easy for you to actualize Biafra, for you to succeed in whatever you are doing. It will be easy. But if you try to play low Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, or to take Mazen Nnamdi Kanu out of the picture and tell me you are pursuing Biafra, you are chasing Biafra, you are fighting for Biafra struggle, there's no point looking for. If you are trying to take Mazen Nnamdi Kanu away from the picture, you are a time waster. You are a time waster. And you can never make a headway. Absolutely a time waster. A foundation has been laid on how we'll get Biafra. A foundation. And a lot of price have been paid for Biafra. Somebody have made sure that the plight of Biafra is in the front burner. Today, you cannot mention Biafra. You cannot mention Biafra without calling Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You can't mention Biafra. Even in the international community. In the international community, you cannot approach the international community talking about the Biafra issue without mentioning our supreme leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You can't. You can't escape it. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have done a great job. He has tried to raise the standard of the struggle of Biafra to the highest level. To the highest level. What we are waiting for now is the actualization of Biafra. The pronunciation of Biafra. That is the only thing we are waiting for. And the easiest way for us to get that thing done now is you and I holding strong on that foundation that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have led. Continue to ask for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and embark on civil disobedience. That civil disobedience will trigger the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which will translate to the freedom of every Biafran and every indigenous person in the country of Nigeria. Let me tell you, it is not only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is in captivity. In as much as every time we talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, people also get offended that why are we talking about only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is it only one? We know there are many people who are in prison. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself have fought for so many of these people. But let me tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release will trigger the release of every Biafran that is in captivity. If you care about our Biafran brothers and sisters who are in captivity, if you care about them, you have to care about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you care about them, you have to care about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released today, the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will trigger the release of every single Biafran in captivity. Yes, that is the absolute truth. You can't deny that. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released, it is going to trigger the freedom of Biafran. Every single Biafran. It doesn't matter where you belong. The southeast and the south and the lower Benue. Anybody that area, including the freedom of all indigenous tribes in the country of Nigeria. That is why when we are asking for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we don't look back. I am not just asking for freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am asking for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of my own very self, because of my own freedom. And you have to be speaking out for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of your own freedom. That is why you have to speak up. How are you getting yourself prepared for what is coming in 2023, 2022? 2022 is fast approaching. It's coming like the speed of light. You can't escape it. It's coming like the speed of light. How are you getting yourself prepared? How are you getting yourself prepared? Are you going to still remain in listening to propaganda? Are you going to still remain in listening to propaganda? Or are you still going to continue staying and be contemplating that you don't know where to follow or whom to follow or where to go? Are you going to still standing on that same language? Are you going to still be contemplating what do we do and what we don't do? How are you preparing yourself for 2022? Because 2022, it's going to be a tough year. Tougher than ever. Much more tough than you can ever imagine. If any reverend or any pastor is telling you that it's going to be a progressive year, that person is just deceiving you. Look at the pointers. Look at everything pointing at 2022. Look at the pointers. Look at the pointers in 2022. What is that? It is an electionary year. And you know what Nigerian politics is? Nigerian politics is a game of do or die affair. That is what Nigerian politics is. Winner takes all. That is why they fight tooth and nail, fight from all angles to make sure that they gain power. And again, why you have to be afraid of 2022 is because 2022 is the last year, the only year that the Janjaweed have to fulfill their mission. They have tried by all means possible to steal your land by force. We refuse. They brought their Fulani herdsmen to continue to kill. And even as I'm speaking to you, they are still killing. Fulani herdsmen, we are trying to take land by force. They have succeeded in the northern part of Nigeria. So many land in the northern part of Nigeria have been taken over. Land that belong to the indigenous people of that country called Nigeria. The indigenous tribe. So many of them have lost their land into the hand of the Janjaweed. Nobody is fighting for them. No government anywhere is surrounding them. As I'm speaking to you now, people are still in IDB camp. Those people that you see in IDB camp, millions of them in IDB camp, don't they have a village? They have a home, they have a land. Their land have been taken over by terrorists in the northern part of Nigeria. Lands have been taken over. And they are still moving forward to take over more lands. Boko Haram have been burdened. They are stronger more than you can ever imagine. In 2022, they will move further to attack the southern part of Nigeria because their mission in the north have almost completed. If you are from the southern part of Nigeria, you should be awake in 2022. You should know that you are heading into a terrible year. You are heading into a year that you have to be aware. Prepare yourself more for self-defense. They will come. You see the Janjaweed government, they are in charge of the Asorok. They are in charge. When somebody came to make a revelation in channel television and tell you that members of Boko Haram are in Asorok, they are in the villa, they are in the Senate, they are in House of Representatives, they are governors, you thought it was a joke. Today you can see it playing out. You can see it playing out. Each time you see them come out, they will tell you they know the sponsors of Boko Haram. They will name them, they will name them. How many times have you seen them name them? Have they ever mentioned the sponsors of Boko Haram? Have they ever called them out? Have they ever mentioned them or called them out? They have never. They have never called them out. But they continue to pretend. Instead, they will tell you that members of Boko Haram are repenting. The members of Boko Haram, all the members of Boko Haram have repented. Have they given you the list of the people that have repented? Do you know their picture? Where are they today? Where are they today? They told you they have repented and they reintegrate them into the army, gave them uniform. We don't even know whom they are. And we believe that majority of them have been posted to the southern part of Nigeria to continue to kill people indiscriminately. Because the kind of destruction that the so-called Nigerian military are doing in southern part of Nigeria, in Biafra land, it is only a member of Boko Haram that can do so. A well-trained military man cannot go to the home of an innocent person, burn down the home and destroy the person's property, kill the person. It doesn't happen. No well-trained soldier can do that. The only handwriting you are seeing in Biafra land is the handwriting of the Fulani terrorists. That same thing that Boko Haram is doing, burning houses and destroying homes, that is what the Nigerian military today are doing in the southeastern part of Nigeria. What does that tell you? It tells you that the people whom you are seeing in uniform in southeastern part of Nigeria are all members of Boko Haram. They are all members of Boko Haram. How are you preparing yourself for 2022? How are you getting ready? Don't be carried away with what your celebration. Don't be carried away. Mainly those of our brethren, those are brothers and sisters who are in Biafra land. Don't be carried away with. There is nothing to celebrate. There is nothing. As you are celebrating, they are advancing and preparing themselves. As you are busy talking about Christmas, even buying their cow, they are busy buying more AK-47 and coming closer. You are busy buying their cow, giving them more money to buy AK-47, while they are busy pushing forward to your own land to take your land. How are you getting yourself prepared? How are you getting yourself prepared? In 2022, there will be more propaganda. More blackmail is going to happen. And don't be surprised that they are going to get more people. They are going to buy more people, even inside IPOB. They will buy more people inside. They will release more money to buy more people inside IPOB to convince those of us who believe in Mazen Nanekano to live in. But let me tell you, the best thing you can do for your life is to continue to beg and ask for the release of Mazen Nanekano. Pray that Mazen Nanekano is being released as soon as possible. As it stands now, I have not seen anybody that can fit into the shoe of Mazen Nanekano. No, nobody. I have not seen anybody yet. Maybe in the future. But as it stands now, I have not seen anybody that can fit into the shoe of Mazen Nanekano as it stands now. That is the reason why we have to embark in a massive civil disobedience. Continue to embark on a massive civil disobedience for the release of Mazen Nanekano. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying to you. It doesn't matter what anybody is doing. It doesn't matter what they're acting. You have to play your own role. It is what you and I will do that will make Mazen Nanekano to come out. You and I will release Mazen Nanekano, nobody else. No Janjaweed will release him. It is you and I. Remember the word of the Attorney General of the Federation. Attorney General of the Federation, in his interview, when he was interviewed in China television, he said there is nothing like political solution on the table. The Attorney General of the Federation, even after the elders in Biafra land have gone to visit, governors have some people have gone to visit, the Attorney General of the Federation said there is no such discussion on the table. If anybody was supposed to know if there is discussion, it is the Attorney General of the Federation. You and I know that he is in charge. Everything that happened to Asorok, the Attorney General of the Federation is in charge. And he tells us there is nothing on the table. And when Shegun went further to ask him and tell him, do you think that it is possible to give this political solution? What did he say? He said it's when after he must have weighed and checked and balanced the situation in the issue of the masses, how it's going to affect the masses, and what the masses are saying, that is when they will trigger the political solution. He said it's not off the table, but the time he's going to consider that it is when he weighs it. And who are the people that are going to make it to balance? Who are going to make that very weighing of that situation to fulfill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? It is you and I, the ordinary people. It is not the DOS. It is not the politicians. It is not the people you are looking at. It is you and myself. We are the people that are going to make the political solution to work. Do not go and relax just because of a single promise. Politicians that you and I know are fraudsters, criminals, liars. They can lie. They lie even when you hold them red-handed, they will be lying. How can you, who is a follower of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, believe a politician to stop doing what you are doing because of a promise that the politician gave to you? It is a shame that so many of us are falling to that trick. But thank God, thank Chukwu that many Biafrans are awake. And Biafrans are still continuing on their sit at home on Sunday and on Monday. They are still continuing. Let me tell you, if we lose Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, I pray that we don't lose him, and we will not. But if anything of such happen, you will regret. You regret why you did not do what you are supposed to do when you are supposed to do it. This is the time, as we are going to 22, this is the time we have to fight like never before. This is the time we will fight like never before. If you know anything you can do on your own, if you know anything you can do to make Mazen Nnamdi Kanu free, start doing it now. Start doing it. Start preparing yourself. If there is something you are doing already, intensify in it. If you are praying, I say pray more. Add fasting to your prayer and add more days to your prayer. If you are sitting at home, sit at home more. Sit more tight. Add more days to your sitting at home and be more serious about it. If you are unleashing any strength, unleash it more to make sure that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is being released. And begin to consider the economic sanction on the government in the Southeast. Economic sanction. We have to trigger this economic sanction on them. Economic sanction. It is not the sanction against ordinary people. A sanction against the government, the local government, the state government, and the federal government in the southeastern part of Nigeria. We will trigger that sanction by withdrawing our revenue from them. Any revenue you are paying to the southeastern part of Nigeria, stop paying. Keep it to yourself. It is going to be useful in the time to come. We are going into a terrible year. We are going into a terrible year. 2022 will not be easy. If anybody tells you that it's going to be easy, that person is a liar. I will tell you just the way it is, so that you go and prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. There will be more sit at home, which is what it's supposed to be. If things must change, we will have more sit at homes in 2022. They are going to unleash more mayhem. They are going to unleash more propaganda. Expect more propaganda. Expect more distraction. Some people that you trusted so much, some people that you believe in and trust so much, are going to betray in 2022. They will betray. Some people that you trust so much will betray you in 2022. They will betray you. You will see some people talking from the both sides of your mouth in 2022. 2022, politicians will release money to buy people. And you know the kind of hunger in Nigeria. You know the kind of hungry that is in Nigeria. There will always be people who will fall into their trap. You saw in the election in Anambra State where people were taking a can Coke, a bottle of can Coke and 400 naira to sell their right. You saw it during Anambra election. And as we are entering 2022, it's an electionary year. Many things are going to happen. Many things are going to happen. Have it at the back of your mind that Biafrans will not be part of the election. And the Oduduwans, I don't see the Oduduwans being part of the election. Paaya Adebanjo, who is the leader of Afenifere, have already said it. That unless there is restructuring in Nigeria, that members of Oduduwa, the Yorubas will not participate in anything that has to do with election. They will not participate. And I trust Paaya Adebanjo. At least Paaya Adebanjo is one person in the Southwest that is very, very consistent. He has always been consistent. That's why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu respects him so much. And when he tells you that he is going to campaign to make sure that the Yoruba people do not participate in the election, he will do it. Because I don't see any restructuring coming. I don't see any restructuring coming anywhere. Nobody's talking about it. Do you see them talking about restructuring anywhere? Unless by next year, they will start bringing their lie, start bringing their pretense, start making fake promises, which we will never buy into because we know them for a very long time. How prepared are you? We are heading into a terrible year. We are heading into a terrible year. It's going to be much more terrible than you can imagine. Prepare yourself for what is coming and never give up. Never give up. Anybody that is talking to you that you should create another means or you should follow another group to actualize Biafra, you are wasting your garden time. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have laid a foundation. Any foundation that you are laying that is apart from this foundation Mazen Nnamdi have laid will fail. It will fail. I will tell you why it will fail. It will fail because already 99% of Biafrans are behind Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. 99% of Biafrans are behind Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and his ideology. The other 10% can go to places and they will never have any effect. So any new foundation you want to lay to be able to beat the standard of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have led, it's going to take you another 100 years. It will take you another 100 years. The only closest foundation that will lead to the actualization of Biafra is this foundation that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have led. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have taken us to the highest level. The only thing that we have to ask him for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is asking for the actualization of Biafra. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released, let me tell you, even as we are talking, as you are listening to me, as you are watching me, a lot of negotiations are going. There are negotiations with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, asking him to drop the struggle for Biafra. A lot of gifts are being given to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So many offers are given to him. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, just as he has promised, that he will never betray Biafra, it is we that will betray him. He said it is either Biafra or death. That is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, and he is standing with it. Standing on it. He never goes back in his word. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still standing in his words. That he will never betray Biafra. As you are watching me, negotiation, they are still negotiating. They are using all manner of angle, coming from all corners, with all tricks. But you know Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and what he stands for. It doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you are doing, it doesn't matter who you claim to be. We know whom we are following, which is our son Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Very consistent, and what he says, he stands in it. From the very first day he started his struggle up to today, he has been saying one thing, asking for the self-determination of the people of Biafra. Self-determination of the old southeastern region and the lower Benue. He's not asking for the self-determination of the Igbo people alone. He's not asking for the self-determination of the Southerners alone. He's not asking for the self-determination of his own region alone. He is asking for the self-determination of Biafran people. The present South-South, the Southeast, and the lower Benue. That is what he's asking for, and nothing more. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not asking for war. He has never ever declared war anywhere. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has never ordered the killing of anybody. Never. He has never ordered the killing of anybody. Even people who are standing against him, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is always talking on their own behalf. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu fought for this criminal called Ojuzo Kalu. When he was detained, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke up for him. Not because he's righteous, not because he's worthy, but because he's a Biafran. That is why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu speaks up for him. He speaks up for even ordinary people. When people were killed in the north, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke for them. He stood up for them. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke up for the people who were killed in the north. Not only the Biafra land. He is speaking up for everybody. He is speaking up for everybody. And he is calling out the enemy by their name. You and I know who the common enemy is. The common enemy of the indigenous tribes in the country of Nigeria are the Fulani Janjaweed. They are the common enemy. Don't get distracted. Your own brother is not the enemy. Our Yoruba brothers are not the enemy. The Middle Belters are not the enemy. Other indigenous tribes are not the enemy. The real enemy of the people are the Fulani Janjaweed. They are the real enemy. They are the people using our own people to fight against us. I am not telling you that there are none of our people that are among them. There are our people who they have empowered. They have empowered some Biafrans, some Oduduwa people, some Ijo people, some different tribes with different religion. They have empowered them to subjugate their people and press us down, make sure we don't speak. This is the trick of the Janjaweed. They will come to your area and they will empower one person, and that person will begin to speak on their own behalf. That is why you will see an idiot will come out and begin to support. Somebody who is a Biafran will begin to tell you that Biafran people are not marginalized. Somebody who is a Biafran will be telling you that after all, Biafrans are holding the economy. Why are they worried about leadership? This is what an idiot that is being sponsored by Janjaweed will say. That Biafrans are holding the economy is that of their hard work. Everything that the Biafran people own today, they worked for it. Everything that Biafran people own today, they work for it. Including the Odua brothers. Everything they earn, they work for it. But the Janjaweed, is it the same? It is not the same. Everything that Janjaweed own today, they got it because we are a part of them. They stole it from us. They stole it from their so-called One Nigeria. You can see the way they have stolen their treasury dry. Today, the Janjaweed government have made Nigeria the poorest country in the world. They don't have anything in their treasury. No single amount of money is left in their treasury. They are now living in a borrowed life. They are living a borrowed life within a space of 8 good years. Space of, it's not of 8 years. Within a space of some few years, just 4 years, they kept the treasury dry. Everywhere was dry. They keep on borrowing. They have borrowed 10 times than what other people have borrowed throughout the whole political period. Throughout the whole democracy period, or whatever they call it. The money that this very Janjaweed have borrowed have surpassed all of them. And they are still borrowing. They are still borrowing. Ask me, what are they doing with the money they are borrowing? When you ask them what they are doing with the money they are borrowing, they will tell you that they are building road. They are building rail. Go and look at the rail they are building. Shameless country. People who, they are so shameless. So people who have lost shame. How are you going to shame the shameless? How? How will you shame the shameless? You see why we're in a mess. Look at the train they are boasting. Shamelessly boasting they're building train. Go and check the train that other African countries have. Ethiopia, go and check the train you have in Ethiopia. The train you have in Ethiopia, go and see it. It is the latest train they are using. And it costs them less. It costs them much more lesser than what the train they build in Nigeria cost. A government that is run by criminals. Shameless criminals. They have sold the country. That is why even somebody who claimed to be minister for transportation will come and say that ceding our sovereignty to China doesn't matter. A minister will come and say that it doesn't matter if you cede your sovereignty to China. Shamelessly on a national television, a minister said that if you give your sovereignty to China, it doesn't mean anything. So far they borrow you money. That is to show and tell you that these people don't care about you. They don't care about. There is no, I say it, there is no single person in that country of Nigeria that is patriotic to Nigeria. Nobody. There is no human being living on the planet Earth that is patriotic to Nigeria. There is none. Nobody is patriotic to Nigeria. Because Nigeria is not a nation. It is a company. A British company. A British company that was built to serve the Britain. Not to serve us. It is not to serve any indigenous tribe in Nigeria. Nigeria was not meant to serve any indigenous tribe in Nigeria. It was meant to serve Britain. It is a British company. Go and check it out. A British company. And when you talk, there is no independent anywhere. They didn't give you any independent. That is why before you have a president, you first of all go to Britain and take permission. Before you have a president, you go to UK, US and have permission. Every time there's an election, you first of all see the people who contest. People who have the only way you can know people who win election in Nigeria is people you see traveling to UK and US. That is where they go to endorse them. What does that tell you? That the contraption called Nigeria is not a nation. It is a company, and it's still serving the colonial master. They are still serving the colonial master, including their politicians from A to Z. When they open their mouth and talk, you will still see all those signs. Obasanjo will come and talk. Each time before he starts the speech, he will begin to introduce himself as I, Obasanjo. I have the age and I have the power. For that, you have to respect me. That is how he starts his own speech. It is about him and him alone. Everything that Obasanjo have acquired is not by merit. He was just given to him by their so-called One Nigeria. He achieved everything he achieved through luck. He was just fortunate to get everything he has gotten through Nigeria, not because he's qualified for it. Even when he was the first president, when he came out as a civilian president, he never merited it. It was by chance. The same way the imposter, late Muhammadu Buhari, he has not achieved anything in his life. Everything that he is and has become is through the so-called One Nigeria and through the death and blood of the innocent. The same way with every politician. Look at Bola Tinubu that they are preparing. Bola Tinubu has become what he is today because of one Nigeria, because of the fraud in Nigeria. Tinubu is a fraudster. Who we know is a fraudster, is a drug baron. Today is preparing to run for presidency. And people are preparing him. They are packaging him. They are now packaging him. Before you see, they will fly him to UK, fly him to US, and that is it. The deal is on. And you still call yourself a one Nigerianist. It is high time we wake up. We are going into 2022. How prepared are you? The war is going to intensify. The blackmail will intensify. The lies will intensify. The disappointment will intensify in 2022. How prepared are you? You have to be morally sound. You have to be mentally sound in 2022, or else you will run mad. A lot of things are going to come. A lot of deceit will come. They will throw more money. They will throw more money at you for you to sell the struggle. They will throw more money at you to betray your brother. So many of you who are watching will betray. So many of you will sell out. But the end justifies the means. It is not all about money. Money is not everything. Money is not everything. Money is not everything. Freedom is greater than anything you can talk of. Cash. Freedom. When you have your freedom, you can have everything you want in this world. If Nigeria had a system that is working, if Nigeria had a system working, do you think you will see people running helter-skelter? You won't see it. You won't see it. But Nigeria has no system, and there's no plan. There is no pointer anywhere. There is no place you will look at and say, okay, because of this thing, Nigeria might be better tomorrow. There is no single pointer to show that Nigeria will be good today or tomorrow. There is no single pointer anywhere to show that Nigeria will be better today or tomorrow. No single pointer. That is why you have to follow the only way to redeem yourself. Break up of that contraption. Break it up to save life. Break it up to save life. Break it up to have security. Break it up to have a good economy. Break it up to have a sane mind. That is the only solution. There is no other solution. No other solution. When you see them come to their national television, all these people who claim to have read book front and back, they will begin to theoretically, they will tell you theoretically how Nigeria will become perfect and work. Theoretically, it is good. That is true. But after all their theory in the TV, after all their TV show, in practical, what do you see? Nothing. No effect. Nothing. You see all the educated people who line themselves up during presidency that they come and contest. You will never see them anywhere close. They won't even come third position. Showore have tried. Showore have tried. He couldn't even win. How many states did he win? Kingsley Mogalo tried. How many states did he win? With so many other people. People who you feel are intelligent and can do something meaningful. They will never smell anywhere near the seat of Asarok. The people you will continue to see there are the same evil men who are playing the script of the caliphate. Who are playing the script of the caliphate. Playing the script of the British. Playing the script of the colonial master. They are still the same people who want to enslave you. The only thing that guarantees them to continue to rule over you is because they have accepted that they will make you a slave. As long as they accept that you will remain a slave, they will continue to have the power. And how are you going to liberate yourself? It is you that will free yourself. Nobody will free you. You will free yourself. Nobody is going to free you from anywhere. And for we Biafrans, we have chosen the best path for us. Civil disobedience. Sit at home on Sunday and on Monday. Preach the message. Share the video to all platforms. Share it to family and friends. Tell your friend. Sit at home. People who are sitting at home, if you have a way to support them, those of us who are abroad, support people who are in Nigeria, who are sitting at home on Sunday and Monday. And the sitting at home on Sunday is not a fight against Christianity, but it is going to be sanitized Christianity. It's a fight for Christianity, not a fight against Christianity. Sitting at home on Sunday is a fight to redeem Christianity, not a fight against Christianity. Hear me and hear me clear. And if you value your Christianity so much, if you value Christianity and you have the fear of God in you, and you want to have a sane nation, you should be the first to campaign and preach for sit at home on Sunday. Because the people who have hijacked Christianity in Nigeria are people who don't care about the poor masses. The message of Christ that we know is the message of the poor. The message of the poor. Christ came for the poor. Christ came for the poor to feed the poor, not just only with the spiritual food, but with the physical food. But the people today we see in Christianity, they are people who don't give spiritual food, let alone giving you physical food. They won't. They don't give spiritual food, let alone giving you spiritual food. They have nothing to offer. Few of them who try to make their jamboree and advertise themselves on sharing money. We don't say they don't help. They can help. But compared to what they're getting, that is nothing. That is nothing. You don't have to praise yourself. There are so many of them. I am not saying there are not good people. There are still good Christians. There are still good Christians. There are still good pastors. There are good ones everywhere. There are good ones. But the bad ones are the ones that are in charge. The bad ones, those evil ones, they are the ones that are the GOs. Those ones who are holding the crowd captive, they are the one on top. The good ones cannot even speak. Are you telling me that all these mega churches, if they begin to speak out about what is happening on the life of their fellow Christians, the attack and the killing of the Christians, if they begin to speak out about it and begin to sensitize their members, do you think Nigeria will be the way it is? It will not. But because they are not directly affected, that is why they don't care. And because we want them to be affected, that is why we are calling sit at home on Sunday. Black man, if they are not affected directly, they don't do anything. That is the nature of a black person. The nature of a human, not just black, nature of human, mainly black people. If something doesn't affect them directly, they will not speak about it. They don't care about it. They look away and walk away. That is why they were killing people in the north all the while. They kill people,